Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Quite recently I have tried to stay away from relatively controversial things just because there seem to be too many things going wrong with the game, and if anybody possibly ever tries to cover it all, then you'd end up in a very dark place very quickly, especially with the latest update. The game crashes and everything else that has happened, the regime changes. But either way, this time I will talk about something very specifically because Kabam has actually taken active steps to make sure that this information isn't on forums, because they have deleted, not warned, not suspended, nothing else, but just flat out deleted this person's forum threads about change to Sasquatch. So I noticed these conversations going on in a couple of different line rooms, and a couple of people tagged me as well yesterday, and I got into it, and basically the initial kind of like video and the issue has been raised by Buddy Lee, who later on messaged me as well online. And the base idea is that somehow it seems that Sasquatch Rupture damage after level 2 has been significantly reduced for pretty much like 2.5 times or something like that. And we will have like video comparisons in last month's update and currently. But just so you know, there is quite significant change because those ruptures last for like 17 seconds. And previously they used to do about 62,000 damage. I think that's a rank 2 or rank 3 6 stars. And now they do 25,000 damage. So we can see that is a significant change, and that is a significant reduction in the damage. That's guaranteed, and that is the crazy part, because Sasquatch can drop some crazy level 2s if you do happen to crit, but the guaranteed rupture damage is something that you could always rely on. So I had already gotten those videos. So first we're going to take a look at video from last month. 1 second. So here we go. So we're about to go for level 2. Nice crit there, whatever. But he's sticking for like 1841. And we can see that the PI there is 14,249. Alright, so that's the first clip. That's from the previous month. And here we're going to go on into this month. We drop the level 2, and now he's sticking for 737. We can see that the PI is exactly the same, so that would indicate that the masteries are exactly the same, even though there aren't too many masteries that should affect the rupture damage outside of your basic attack modifiers. But in essence, yeah, it does seem that Sasquatch has been tampered with. It does seem that Sasquatch deals significantly less damage than he used to, but the most annoying and irritating thing is Kabam is also doing it on the down low, because there was no change announced. There might very well be a scenario where he did more damage than intended. That's perfectly fine. It would suck if that was the case, but there could be a version where it was a legitimate mistake by them, and Kabam did just try to rectify their error where they gave Sasquatch too much damage. But changing a character without saying a single word to anyone, and then going even further and actively deleting threads who are legitimately just asking the question, what has happened? Here is before, here is after, there is some sort of change happening. Why is nobody talking about it? And instead of actually giving a reply, instead of actually saying that I don't maybe know, but I'll look into it and I'll find out what had happened, Kabam goes on and deletes the thread. And does it again, I believe, because I believe implications that it was done multiple times. And that's the scariest thing. Because ultimately, I do not personally think that this affects Sasquatch in insane degree where he goes from God tier to garbage, or from garbage to God tier, or whatever. I think he still does pretty much exactly the same things. Obviously, the damage loss there is quite significant in a certain set of fights. But the way it's being handled, I think the thing that needs to be talked about. The fact that the champion has been altered, the fact that there are no desire to clarify, to update people what has happened with the champion, that many people actually paid money, grinded for, right? Because it's not like we get these champions for free, so any change to these champions is a relatively sensitive issue, especially if that happens to be the champion that you have ranked up. For instance, we can only imagine what would happen if they started messing up with Quake's damage randomly, right? Or Ghost damage. Imagine Ghost just randomly started critting 2 times less. Or Nick Fury bleeds would be reduced by half. And that is exactly the kind of thing. The only difference here is that Sasquatch is a newer champion. Not so many people have ranked him up yet. Not so many people knew to pay attention and knew to notice. But the idea there is exactly the same. That is a champion that Kabam have sold and advertised in one way. And fair enough, again, they might have made a mistake upon the release of the champion. But they don't even have the moral decency of coming out and clarifying what has happened there. So the point of making this video is obviously, well, first and foremost, to make people aware that this has happened, generate a bit of noise. Perhaps Kabam feels entitled to reply finally. I won't hold my breath, but there is that chance as well. But let me know what you guys think. Drop it down in the comment section below. How you noticed any changes, Sasquatch? How you tried to report it to Kabam? What have been your results? And what do you think about this whole situation in general? But that is it for me today, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya!